An artificial intelligence tool so powerful it can find security flaws in your phone's operating system, flaws that human experts missed for decades. That is the claim being made about Mythos, a new AI model developed by American company Anthropic. But while some see it as a breakthrough for digital defense, others are asking a far more uncomfortable question. What happens if it falls into the wrong hands? So what exactly is Mythos? Anthropic describes it as a frontier AI model with unusually strong cybersecurity capabilities. In recent weeks alone, the company says it identified thousands of previously unknown vulnerabilities, including in every major operating system and web browser, at a level that surpasses most human security experts. That's not a small claim. Cybersecurity has long been an arms race between those who find and fix weaknesses and those who exploit them. What Mythos potentially does is accelerate both sides of that race simultaneously, and that dual-use nature is precisely what has alarmed banks, governments and security agencies. The financial sector has been particularly vocal, the concern being not just disruption to banking services, but the exposure of highly sensitive customer data. Beyond finance, analysts warn that critical national infrastructure, power grids, water systems, much of which already runs on outdated technology, could become far more vulnerable. The fear is that an attacker armed with a tool like Mythos could exploit multiple layers of weakness across several sectors at the same time, launching a coordinated attack on a scale we have never seen before.
Mythos is a highly capable AI tool that allows any user to identify vulnerabilities in software and infrastructure. That means if you're a cybersecurity expert, you know which weaknesses you need to address. But it also means that if you're an attacker and you're using this tool, you know how to get to your victim. There are already many different tools that are available that do this kind of vulnerability detection. This particular tool seems to be more powerful than anything else we've seen before and is able to identify vulnerabilities that others, including humans, have overlooked for decades.
So why hasn't Anthropic simply released it? The company says Mythos is too dangerous to go public. Instead, it has placed the model inside something called Project Glasswing, a restricted initiative involving some of the world's biggest technology and financial firms, including Amazon Web Services, Apple, Cisco, Google, Microsoft, and JP Morgan Chase, along with more than 40 other organizations. The stated purpose is defensive. Use the tool to find the flaws before attackers do. Fix them, stay ahead. But that decision raises its own uncomfortable questions because it means one private American company now controls access to what could be one of the most powerful cyber tools ever built. It is still unclear which organizations outside the United States have been given access and whether any European companies feature in that group at all. For many governments, that is a significant concern.
The fact that this is one company that has the power to decide now which of its selected partners has access to this really illustrates how powerful these tech companies are. And that at the moment, it's really unclear who has access to this. And are there any European companies, for example, that have access to the tool? So I think there's many questions that are left unanswered at the moment that add to this hype and this perception of it being an absolute game changer. But I think the power of the few tech companies that have access to this and decide who in turn then can use these tools, that's quite astonishing, really.
Anthropic's CEO, Dario Amodei, has been candid about where he believes all of this is heading. Earlier this year, he described AI as being on an exponential curve, with models approaching and in some cases exceeding the cognitive capabilities of most humans across most tasks within just a few years. He has used the phrase "a country of geniuses in a data center." That framing matters here, because Anthropic itself acknowledges there is no reason to think Mythos is where these capabilities will plateau. Similar tools are almost certainly already in development elsewhere, including by state actors and less scrupulous operators who operate with far fewer safeguards.
I think Mythos is really a reminder that any new AI capability can be used for good and for bad by defenders and by attackers. And if this is indeed a breakthrough for one side, then it is also a breakthrough for the other.
For ordinary users and companies not inside Project Glasswing, the practical advice remains unchanged, but it has never been more relevant. Keep your software updated, practice good cyber hygiene, understand that no system is ever completely secure. The bigger picture, though, is a question for governments and regulators. Can the world's defenders adopt and deploy AI fast enough to stay ahead before the same capabilities become widely available to those who use them as a weapon? For now, that race is very much on.